Today we're looking at the new Tab P11 Pro 2nd generation by Lenovo. So far there's two different versions available in the United States. You've got one that starts at $399. Kind of weird, but for $30 more you get one with the same amount of storage, 128 gigabytes of storage, but it's got 6 gigabytes of RAM instead of 4. The processor in this one is a MediaTek Companion 1300T. Comes with Android 12, and they actually state this one's upgradable to Android 14. It's got an 11.2 inch OLED display, 2560 by 1536 resolution. It's got Dolby Vision, HDR10+, DCI-P3 color range, 1:1 contrast ratio, and then they're advertising up to 14 hours for video playback, and it comes with an 8000 milliamp hour battery. It also has 4 JBL speakers, 2 on each side with Dolby Atmos. The rear camera is 13 megapixel, front facing is 8 megapixel, and it weighs in at 480 grams or just over 1 pound. You can also expand the storage with a micro SD card. This one works with the Precision Pen 3, and there's going to be an optional 2-in-1 keyboard available. Unfortunately, that wasn't available when I ordered this. Okay, definitely feels thin, very lightweight. Looks like you've got a USB-C to USB-A charging cable, safety, warranty, and quick start guide, micro SD card removal tool, and 20-watt USB-A wall adapter is included with this one. Okay, this actually looks a little more premium than the previous version. A little bit different style camera and flash there on the back. And you can see a little spot there in the center for your Precision Pen 3. I actually have this one from my Tab P12 Pro. And it even snaps onto the side, similar to Samsung tablets. Fairly flat around the edges. Charging port on the bottom. You can see the quad speaker setup there on both sides, and micro SD card slot there on the top. Now here's a quick size comparison to the previous generation. It's maybe just a tad thicker, fairly close in size, maybe just not quite as tall or wide if you have this in portrait mode. Plus, something that you're gonna get on this that you won't get on the Tab S6 Lite is the ability to have an external monitor, and you can either duplicate the screen or have it extended. Definitely a nice feature to have. Nice thing is you get 128 gigabytes of storage regardless of which P11 Pro you get, and it looks like it's using about 21.5 gigabytes right out of the box. You've also got your front facing camera on the long edge. Swipe left of the home screen, you're going to get the entertainment space, where it's sort of like your news feed for videos, games, reading stuff, listening to music. And then of course when you swipe up, you've got access to all of your apps. I know in Android 12 this is sort of a thing with the time being in a bubble. I don't know if that's really my favorite, but if you don't like that, you can always just remove it. And you should be able to adjust this Google search bar as well. As you can see, I'm using the 3-button navigation, but of course you have gesture navigation as well. As far as the Precision Pen 3 goes, you've got a few options here in the settings as well. You can even turn on the sound, so when you're using it, it sounds like you're writing on the screen, similar to how it would sound on paper. And the pen only charges on the back of the tablet, not when it's on the side. And then of course your shortcuts for the pen over here on the side, looks like it's the same as the P12 Pro. You can also open and close that just by tapping on the button on the pen. And then you've just got a couple other things you can do here, like quick switch eraser, quickly create a new note. Copy note to an input box. And then if you're wondering what this Instant Memo app is here, that's just the shortcuts over here on the side as well. You can also do a full screenshot or just drag a certain area to do a screenshot as well. And then of course a magnifying glass. I can't imagine I would use this much, but hey, it's always nice to have options. Overall, this definitely feels like a pretty nice pen to use, maybe sort of a mix between the S Pen and the Apple Pencil. Swipe down to get the notification shade, and there's a ton of stuff in here, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotate, dark theme, airplane mode, auto brightness, ring, and yes, this one has productivity mode, smart rotate, reading mode, screenshot, screen record, eye protection mode, location, device controls, Dolby Atmos, battery saver, focus mode, notification free mode, screencast, you've got mic and camera access, and then you got flashlight and nearby share. And if that's not enough, you got 8 more things that you can add on there. Nice thing is this will play up to 2160p resolution or upscaled 4K for YouTube videos. You're also going to get full HD playback resolution for Netflix as well. I think I mentioned this earlier, but you can still connect any Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to be a little more productive, and use productivity mode on here as well. If you're not familiar with that, it's sort of like their version of Samsung DeX. Now when you're using productivity mode, it doesn't really change a whole lot. As you can see down here at the bottom, it shows you what apps you're using. Get your navigation buttons, then to access all of your apps, just down here in the left hand corner. You've also got your notifications and shortcuts down here in the corner. Just tap the little line there in the middle to expand that. And then you've got access to screen brightness, volume, power settings, and you can edit that as well. And then also when it opens the apps, they're in a floating window, so you can have several things going all at the same time. Or you can just tap on each one individually down here, and it sort of brings them to the front as well. Then similar to other Android devices, if you want to do split screen, just go to recent apps and then just choose split screen. Once you pick your 2 apps, then you can have 2 things going at once. Drag the divider there in the middle back and forth, or swipe all the way over to close it. Just looking at the Geek, not only is this more powerful than the previous generation, it's also a lot more powerful than even the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite 2022 edition. So for not much more than the Galaxy Tab, you're going to get a lot better performance with this one. Gaming performance on here is actually pretty good as well. It may not compete against the most expensive tablets out there, but when you're talking about the Tab S6 Lite or others in that price range, this one's going to actually be pretty competitive. Just testing Asphalt 9, PUBG Mobile, and Apex Legends Mobile, you get good graphics, high frame rates. I didn't have any glitches or overheating issues, and I think most people are going to enjoy gaming on this tablet. A lot of it may come down to just what games you're playing. You're not going to get a headphone jack on this tablet, but with speakers on both sides and Dolby Atmos, speakers on here actually sound really good. Let me give you a quick sample to give you an idea of what they sound like. So this isn't going to be the fastest shutter speed out there, but it looks like decent quality for a tablet. It's a pretty simple camera app. You've got video, photo, portrait. In portrait, you've got beauty settings and some bokeh adjustments there as well. Surprisingly, you can shoot up to 4K resolution on the rear camera. Quality seems pretty good, at least in my studio lighting. Let me give you a few photo and video samples just to give you an idea of what to expect. As you can see by the photo and video quality, this probably isn't going to be your first choice when it comes to that, but for a tablet I would say it's not too bad. It does seem to struggle a little bit with focus during video recording, but I feel like if you had to do a Zoom meeting or video conference call, you could get by using this. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at the new Lenovo Tab P11 Pro 2nd generation. Now I haven't had a chance to do a battery drain test on this yet. Hopefully I'll have that ready once I start doing some comparisons with this, so you'll definitely want to look out for those. But so far I'm pretty impressed with this tablet in just about every category.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.